So Tejasvi, welcome again to the second session today. So what we'll do today is we'll again go through some of the basics with Tableau. I mean, other day I was showing you that PPT which I created. Okay.
Yeah.
So today I will show you that Tableau tool, right?
Okay.
Look and feel, you might have already downloaded it, but
Yeah.
what are the different features and components within Tableau? And then I will also show you some of the charts or dashboards which I have prepared, and I will show you the data source behind that, so that it actually makes sense for you, that why are you going to learn Tableau, and then what help it can, or what difference it can make in your life, or maybe in your client's life, or maybe with the person with whom, or for the person for whom you are working with. Okay. So I mean, that way you'll get a lot of sense. And good thing is, I mean, because for next at least 1 month I don't have any other class here, so I think I can focus a lot, I mean, on the Tableau. So
Mm.
I'm thinking at least in a month, in a week, we can connect 3 4 times. Generally, once when we connect for this 2 sessions in a week, so we'll be in hurry. We will take the class till one 1.5 hour or 1 hour 20 minutes probably. But since there is only you and me, so we'll try to have small classes but productive classes, and more classes. Okay.
Yeah.
So uh, let me go ahead, because it's important that you understand also. I mean, I wanted to make sure that by the end, when we close, you should be having good knowledge on the Tableau side. Okay.
Okay.
So one of the things, see, this is an old workbook which I have created. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to open an empty Tableau workbook. Um, and then I'll just show you what are the different data sources you have. I mean, I would have gone here also, but anyway, I will take it from start, and then we'll switch to this one. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, it's got hanged. Uh, okay, so meanwhile, the other Tableau one is connecting. Okay,
Mhm.
I'll tell you one very important and basic thing, and I think this is one of the important interview question also, which comes in Tableau. Okay,
Okay.
uh, on your screen right now,
Mhm.
you can see uh, two things here: live and extract, right?
Yeah.
So this is what, this is connection. Okay. So Tableau gives you an opportunity to connect your Tableau tool directly with a live source. Okay.
Mhm.
Or with an extract. Now, what is the difference between a live and an extract? That's what must be coming in your mind, right? So
Yeah.
live connection means, let's say you have a Excel file. I'm just taking an example, and continuously, like every 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or every 20 minutes, your data is changing in that Excel.
Okay.
Okay. So how will you capture that change, or how will you go ahead with that change? Because the just think about the Yasvi, that you just think about a scenario of Amazon. Okay.
Okay.
Now Amazon sells their product worldwide, right? And they have their product online, correct? So
Yes.
let's say I'm just taking an example. They have a furniture product, okay? And in furniture, let's say they're selling a sofa,
Mhm.
and this sofa is of limited quantity. I mean, they only have three quantities. Some I mean, costly sofa, let's say, right?
Mhm.
Some premium companies making it. So let's say one person go and they have purchased this sofa online, right? So
Mhm.
earlier there were three sofa. Now how many should be remaining? Two only, right?
Yes.
So this two information, do you think should get updated after 2 3 days, or it should get updated immediately on Amazon app or website? What is your
Immediately.
opinion?
Immediately it has to be updated.
Immediately, right? Because so that other person who are maybe searching this sofa should not get confused, and they should not make any unnecessary payments, right?
Yeah.
So how does Amazon keep updated this data? You see, as soon you will do the purchase, your order is successful, they will immediately deduct the total number of products, right?
Yeah.
So how is this happening in the background? So their database or their data source is live. Okay, it is live. I mean, their front end, which is, let's say, Amazon app, is
Mhm.
connected with a data source which is live in nature. You got my point now? What is the
Yeah,
definition of
yeah.
live?
Yes.
Now, what is extract? Okay, I'll talk about extract also. Extract is something which get refreshed, or the data source which get refreshed after a regular interval of time. So let's say, you work in a bank,
Mm.
and or I don't know, you or your husband maybe deal in the or have interest in the share market. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I think you might be having some idea about it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Any, or let's say you are a very senior executive working in a bank, right? Or maybe you are a CEO of a company, and every 3 months you have to publish a quarterly report, right? You might have seen every company
Yes.
publish their profit, loss, how many clients they
Yeah.
have added, what is the yearly loss margin, all this data they publish, right, every quarter.
Yes.
So this is a regular interval process, but this process is happening uh, after every 3 months, right?
Yes.
So they have some time. Now, let's say if they publish this data daily, do you think there is any fruitful outcome of that data then? No, right? Every 3 months, if they will publish, we will say that, okay, it's a quarterly report. They will call the board meeting and they will tell their customer that this is what our progress is, right? So
Yeah.
in those kind of cases, what happens is you can, basically gather your data over a long period of time. And then after some time, you will go ahead and then you will refresh your front end, and all the data which you have gathered will get displayed after some time. Okay, so
Okay.
that is what is the extract. Okay, so this is one of the important interview question where interviewers ask you
Mm-hmm.
that what kind of data you have worked with, whether you have worked with a live data or whether you have worked with the extract data. Some
Mm-hmm.
people will ask you indirectly that how many types of connections we have in in Tableau. So you should know that there are only two, which is called live and extract. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now since my this Tableau is open. Okay, so as soon you open your Tableau workbook, you will get something like this. Okay, in your
Okay.
right hand side, you will get all this information, how you can see how much user friendly it is, right? How you can get start. You can take the tool. You can go ahead and learn about this. This all information is available on the Tableau site as well. Okay, but they have given this like information, and then let's say they're saying update to 2023 2.1. See, I have just downloaded the Tableau, I think 10 days back when I took the first session with you. And after that, they might have come up with some recent release, right? Like iOS comes with the recent release, and every time you have to update your, iOS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, they also come with some kind of update, and you will get this kind of notification. Okay, so you can update it also. No need of uninstalling. If you just simply click here, it will automatically update it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, here in the open window, which you see here,
Mm-hmm.
so any project which you might have created with Tableau, those all project will automatically come here. Like when you open an Excel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, in the older version, you might not be getting, but when you click on Excel now, they will show you these 3, 4 old Excels which you have created, right? So you can open any one of them. Similarly, here, these are the old projects which I have created with Tableau. So it is giving me an option, any one of this I can select, and that will directly open from here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now here on your left hand side, if you see, uh, they are saying that connect to these different sources to start with the Tableau. Because why? The first thing you have to do is to connect your Tableau with the data source. Until unless you don't have any background data, there is no use of having Tableau. I mean, you can create some custom data also here at the front end, we'll see. But generally, until unless you don't have anything on your back end, you cannot work with Tableau workbook. Okay. And
Okay.
this tool which I have downloaded is called Tableau workbook or
Okay.
Tableau desktop basically. Okay. Why
Okay.
desktop? Because this is a desktop application, right?
Yes.
Similarly, you have Tableau server. What is Tableau server? So when these applications are deployed over a server, maybe on a website, so you can go ahead and then access your Tableau workbooks and sheets on the website also. On they will share a link with you. So
Mm-hmm.
that is what is called Tableau server. So you can log in into Tableau server also. Okay.
Okay.
Now, these options which you see, Microsoft Excel, text file, JSON, you see 100 different types of connection they will show you. If I click on more,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so it is just going to ask me, okay, this is a newer version. So see, you can click on this option. As soon you click this option, you can import an Excel, okay? You
Okay.
can import any text file. You can import any JSON files. Microsoft Access is what? It's a database, okay?
Okay.
PDF file. These two I don't know, but I mean some kind of okay. Spatial file I don't know, but statistical file is that comes with some kind of statistics. So even if you have that, then you can import that also. Now it is giving you the option. You can connect your Tableau desktop with your databases, with different databases. You can connect with Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, Amazon Redshift, right? See
Mm.
all these options they are giving, okay? You can connect with all these databases. See,
Okay.
I think you have all the databases whichever present in this world, okay?
Okay.
So you see how much robust this is, right? I mean, and see, they are giving the option also, sort by, you can sort by name, ascending, descending, right? So all these data sources you can connect, and I will take you an example also when I will, connect our Tableau source with our Tableau desktop with a Microsoft SQL Server database, okay? But
Okay.
for now, we will focus on the basics things, okay? How are we going to do and all, okay? So that is one thing. Now let me close this. I think this is what is the information I wanted to give. Okay. So as soon you click on the data, okay, basically, or you, for example, here also, if you see, you get this option, new data source, right? You see, I got the same window, right?
Yeah.
So I can go ahead and select. So for now, what I have done is I have went ahead and I have selected the option of an Excel. Okay. And that's how you are seeing this data. And don't worry, I will create all this thing in front of you from tomorrow, okay, or day after tomorrow. So don't take tension. I'll come to that. You will understand what it is right now in front of you. Okay. So don't take tension. I'm just talking about right now, what I have done so that you doesn't get confused. Okay. So this is nothing but this data which you see, right? Category, city, country, region, all these things. This is a data which is coming from an Excel file. Okay. And I'll talk about that Excel file because that Excel file we are going to play with in our, training program. Okay. Very good Excel file. I mean, I think you can do, there is a lot of important data which is present in that Excel file. And, I'll also take you through that Excel file so that you understand what is the data we have in that Excel file. I'll share that Excel file also with you. You can download it. And if you have any doubt also, offline also, you can go read it through, right? And you will get to know that, what is the business meaning of it. Okay.
Mm.
But yeah, let me give you, first of all, the background of, this. So see, these all which you see in front of you, these are the different sheets. Question number one, question number two, question number three. These are called sheets.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is a sheet? Sheet is a very small or a basic unit in Tableau. Okay. If you see here, this is an icon, plus icon, right? What is it is saying? Click on new worksheet. So if I click on the new worksheet, this will look like something like this. Can you see here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On your left hand side, you will get the options of dimensions and measures. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll talk about what is a dimension, what is a measures. Okay. So here, if you see all these columns, city, order ID, product, region, right? Ship date. And remember, all this is coming from that Excel file. Okay. So till here, all these things are a dimension. Now you must be thinking, what is a dimension? I'll come to that. Now, all the things which you see after this line are what? These are basically the facts, you can say. Okay, what is a fact? Fact is something which you can aggregate. Okay, or you can think of something, some sale value, some profit value, where you have some numbers which you can aggregate. You got my point, right? If you see here also, I have profit, quantity, sales. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So all these things are basically the facts. Okay. And now here below in the window, you see parameters. Okay. Now, what is a parameter? Parameter, you can just think of that, you might have seen sometime whenever you go, and I don't know, have you ever booked any flight from Skyscanner? Just take an example, or maybe any other website you go. Okay, you get some banners and some filters option there, right? For
Yeah.
example, you put a filter of beauty product. So what you will get? You will only get the results of all the products which are related to beauty, right? So this kind of quality is called, parameter controls. Okay, where you will be having some parameters. You can basically control it using your own choice, and basis on that, you will get the required data. Okay, of your choice. Okay, so just for your understanding, I am letting you know that is what is a parameter. But again, don't worry. I'll again show you with practical examples what is a parameter, how you have to use it. But for right now, to build a concept, just think of, or maybe, let me show you something actually. If you see here, let me go here. Can you see here? I have an option here coming as pie chart or donut chart, right? I'm getting two options. Let me select the donut chart. You see, and now I'm getting the donut chart. If I select the pie chart, I'm getting the pie chart. Okay. So just for your background, I'm letting you know how it is happening. It is happening with the parameter control only. Okay. So this is nothing but a parameter control actually. Okay, you see it is showing edit parameter. So I mean, you got the gist, right? What I'm talking about. Any questions you have, Tejasvi, till now?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. Now this section which you see is of a filter section. Okay. So while you are creating any dashboards, okay, you can put any kind of filter here. For example, how this filter will work. Let's say all this data which you are getting, see all these columns which are coming here, these are coming from Excel. Now let's say there is this date column probably. Let me see, there is, if any dates are here. There must be. Where is the date here? Yeah, order date. Can you see, right? This is an order date. So let's say you are getting data of, let's say, 10 years, right? In the order date. Somebody asks you, no, I don't need 10 years worth of data. I only need 1 year worth of data. So what you can do, you can pull this order date into this filter section like this, and you can then filter on your dates. Okay. That I only need 1 year of data. You got my point? Why it is needed? So you can basically put all those columns where you want to put a filter. Like if you said, right, that in SQL you at least know the basic queries, right? So if you write a statement, select star from this table, and then you say where product ID equal to this and this, right? So you are putting a condition, right? That I want the result set for only this data. Similarly, here you can put the things into the filters, the dimensions, and you can put a filter here. Okay. Now, this thing which you are seeing here is called the marks section. Okay. What is this marks section? Marks section is nothing but it basically give you the different types of design which you want to create. For example, you want to create a bar chart, you want to create a line chart, you want to create an area, a square, circle. I mean, whatever kind of figure you want in your front end, right? You can basically play with this. Okay.
Okay.
This is shapes, all the shapes you can play with.
Mm-hmm.
This is the size button. So whatever, let's say diagram which you build here or the charts which you build here, if you want to increase or decrease the size, you can use this control, right? Like this, like this. Okay.
Okay.
For example, here only if I go, let me go to something. For example, let me open some kind of charts. Can you see this one, right? Let me go to this size. See, it
Okay.
got increased, right? And now it decreased.
Or not the font size, which is downwards, the deflect or Duramat. Only the
What do
chart.
you, yeah, only the chart. Yeah, this is the textual field. Okay, this will not change.
Okay.
Okay, this control is only for charts. Okay,
Okay.
this one, if you want to change, there is a different way. I mean, you can format it. Okay,
Okay.
like you format your text, all of these things in Word document or Excel, right? Similarly, you have the option here to format this text option. Okay, but this control is only for the charts which you are going to create. Now this is the text option. So for example, you basically want to change any text or format which is on the chart, right? I mean, you can go ahead and align that. You can change the text format and all those kind of things. What is this detail? Okay, detail is something, let's say, if you have created a chart and on top of that, or let's say you want to read what is the name of that. But for example, again, let me show you with an example. Here if you see, I have created a pie chart, right? And you see that this pie chart is divided into three different categories, right? Or segments. First, you see here, you are getting the first segment is consumer, second is corporate, third is the home office, right? So this option which you are getting, home office, consumer and corporate, is only possible when you will drag and drop the column which have this information into the detail tab.
Okay.
So as soon you drag and drop the option on the detail tab, as soon you will see the information on the chart coming. Okay, there's this textual information that what it is actually. So don't worry, I'll create whenever I will create, I'll show you.
Yeah, sure.
Tooltip is basically something, for example, whenever you have created a chart, and let's say you because I haven't created any tooltip in this diagram, but for your information I'll create it. You might have seen whenever you hover your mouse sometime on a website on some diagram or some figures, it will automatically give the background information about it, right? In the background,
Yeah.
that is what is called tooltip in Tableau.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say you have created a bar chart and you want to tell your user that this is a bar chart whenever they take their mouse on the bar chart. So you can use this tooltip and you can do that easily. Okay,
Okay.
so this is what is a tooltip. Now see, so for example, so okay, now coming to a very important point, columns and rows. Okay, now what is a column and row? Column means what? In an Excel you might have seen a column, right? For example, here, am I
Date.
sharing my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. So these are columns, right?
Yeah.
Product name, postal code, right? And these are the rows where I have the information. Similarly, in Tableau, you can have your columns here, and then you can have your data into the rows. Very classic example like this. These are the columns, segment, manufacturer, product name. And you see, these are the what? Uh, the row data here, right? Which you see here. Three rings, shapes, and all these kind of things. Okay, so anything which you want to put into column, you can put into the column. For example, I'll show you here. Let's say let me put the customer name.
That.
Let's say category in the column.
Mhm.
Can you see? There are
Yeah.
three categories: furniture, supply, and technology, right? And let's say I want to put the products or maybe the reason in the rows. Can you see? Right? So in the row, I have central, east, south, and west. These are the three rows. And here I have the information. So let's say, let me do one thing. This furniture, sorry, this category, let me put this into detail. Okay. Now you see, this is basically a figure is basically coming. It is saying that it is, okay, I haven't put the figure here actually. So let me put the counts actually, because we want to count how many, let's say, furniture I have into my central region or east region, right? Or let's say south region. Okay. So that kind of things I can basically do with this with this furniture or supplies and technology count. Okay, so I'll do that tomorrow, because if I do it today, I mean, you will get confused. But just to show you, I wanted to show you, like, this is how you drag and drop the things. Okay, and for example, if I change this to bar, you see this figure got changed. Let me change it to circle. It becomes circle. Okay, pi. Okay, you see this is coming as a pi. Okay, so this is how you can play with the data. Now just think about that, you have created this one sheet. Okay, similarly you will click on new and you will create one more sheet. Now like this, you have created 4 different sheets, and now you want all these sheets within one single dashboard. Okay, because the user want to see all these 3-4 graphs into one single dashboard, right? So for that, you have to click on the dashboard option. Okay. For example, here you see new dashboard, and you will click on the new dashboard. And here in the new dashboard, you can basically drag and drop the sheets which you have created. Okay. For example, this one, you see, these are 2 different sheets. If I show you, see, this one, it is saying go to sheet. If I click on this one, see, it is going to what? Pie chart, right? You see here, this is a different sheet. If I go to sheet, see, I'm going to a basically a donut chart. Right now the donut chart is not coming because I have selected the pie chart here. If I select the donut chart, it come here, right? You're seeing. And what I have done, I have used both of these sheet into this single dashboard. Okay, left and right. So when you have to put the information of 2 different sheets, or you have to combine 2 different sheets into one place, that is where you need to have the dashboards. Okay. And this is what is the parameter control right now, which you are seeing here, right? This is the parameter control. Okay, I can select anything and I can change anything. That is what I was talking about. You see here, see, it is saying edit parameter, right? Yeah. So this is the parameter control which I have created. You got my point? Yeah. Okay. So this is how you can go ahead. Okay. Now, some other information we'll talk now. So this is all about the sheet. Okay, which you have here. Okay. Some of the other thing which you have here is show me. Okay. So this show me will basically, what it can do is, maybe let's say it is giving you all this option, right? Different types of bars and charts and all this kind of thing, right? You can basically select this information also, and you can change your basically the shape and size and the way you want to create your presentation. Okay, so these are different options you see here, a pie chart, a world map, and all these kind of things are coming here, right? See, it is giving you the option of, this is text table, this is a heat map, this is a highlight table, this is a symbol maps, this is a map, right? This is a pie chart. Can you see here? Yeah. Right. So whenever you create something, I'll come to this one also, how you can use this. So, there are some inbuilt, charts which basically Tableau gives you, where you don't have to put a lot of your mind. You can just directly use this, and you can create your bars and charts or whatever thing you want to create. Okay. Okay. Now, see, And these are some of the things which I'll talk about, which is there on the top. If I click on file, right? So it's similar like an Excel file, you can say. When you have created your file, you can go ahead, save, right? You can open, close. So I don't think you can even print to PDF also, see. Yeah, one other thing I forgot to tell you, you can create your Tableau designs which you have created into a PDF also. And you can share a PDF version also, you know that?
No.
And we'll see later on, you know, how does it look like. Okay. Now this data, this is important. With a new data source, you can go ahead and you can basically, you know, connect to any new data source. I have shown you that, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe you can paste it also. Or let's say if you have an extract connection, so you can click on refresh all extracts. What it will do, it will go to the background source data and it will refresh that data to see if it has any new thing which has come. Okay. And then this one, it is showing that this Tableau workbook is connected with this Excel sheet, which is known as Tableau assignment, Vivek. And I'll come to this one, I'll tell you. So this is the data source with which we are right now connected with, okay? From where we are getting the data inside this. This is the worksheet, same thing, you know, which I have shown you. You have some other option here, right? You can basically export your worksheet as an image or as in data, right? These are actions. Actions means I'll right now not take an example, but I'll just tell you what is meaning by action. Action means, see, let's say you want to define some control on your worksheets. What is that control? That, let's say, in some place in your worksheet, if user clicks, okay, if let's say user clicks on something, you know, he will get navigated to a different page. For example, I have, you know, created some visuals here, and as soon I created on this, click on this ABC, I will jump into this question number 9 sheet. Okay. Because let's say you might have seen, even in Amazon itself, I'm just giving you an example. They have some links on their pages, right? As soon you click on those links, you get redirected to a new website, right?
Yeah.
That is what is the action means. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a high level. Okay. Now this is title. Tooltip I have already talked about, right? I mean, that hovering option.
Yeah.
Show title means, you know, it will show you the title, whatever title you will give to your sheet. If you unclick it, right, it will not show you that. Okay. Uh, Similarly, if you give any caption or summary, if you click it, it will show. Show cards means, I mean, these all, right? Filter, pages, marks, show me, all these are what? These are all are cards. Okay. And then describe sheet. Describe sheet, if you click on this will give you the all the details, like from where you are getting the data and all. For example, if I click here, I go to worksheet and I go to describe sheet. Let's see what happens. See, this will give you all the description of this sheet. Okay, that this sheet is getting the data from here and here, right? These are the dimensions, right? These are the data source detail. So it can tell you all about how this sheet has been created.
Okay.
Why it is important? Let's say there are a lot of complex Tableau dashboard, which sometimes has 100, 200 sheets, 30 workbook. Every time it is not, you know, possible for one person to remember all the details, right?
Yeah.
So that's how you can go and click on description and you can get the details. Okay. Same thing, dashboard. Here on the dashboard, as I said, right? Like worksheet is a single entity. Dashboard could also be a single entity, or it could be combination of multiple sheets. Okay.
Okay.
What is a story? Again, story sits a little bit on a higher level. In story, you can have multiple dashboard also. But generally, to be very honest with you, in any real world scenario, I have never used people using stories. Okay. Generally, the questions only comes from either worksheet or dashboard, and that's only people will go. Nobody will create stories. I haven't seen. I don't know where people are doing this, but at least In the companies I have worked with, nobody was creating stories. But anyways, I'll take one or two examples. This one also, okay. Now analysis, again, for example, you created any chart. For example, this chart itself, right? At the end of this chart, I want to see what is the total. For example, I want to add these numbers, right? So these are various options which you can have, and you can click and you can get those things. Okay. For example, trend lines, special values, stack marks, view data, right? So very simple things. Only one thing I'm not going to discuss right now is, for example, you see here calculated fields. Okay. Okay. So we can create calculated fields also. So Teja, you might be thinking, what is a calculated field? I'll just let you know. Let's say, you are getting the sales and the cost. These two columns you are getting from your data source. Okay, that is
Okay.
what your company has given you, right? And they have asked you that go ahead and calculate the profit. They have not given you the profit number, but they have given you these two things. So do you think you can calculate profit out of these two things?
Calculated. I think so. Yeah.
Right? See, what is profit? Profit is nothing but total sales, whatever sales you have done, and then what is the total cost which has come, right? So, for example, you are producing, let's say, maybe a TV, right? So, if you have to calculate the profit, let's say, what is the total sale you have made for that TV? Let's say you have sold that TV for $1,000, right? What was the total cost? Total cost, let's say, was $700 with all the electronic equipment, assembling everything, and then let's say $100 for transportation, right?
Yeah.
So your total cost was $800, and you have sold this TV into 1,000. So 1,000 minus 800, which will be your profit. So you can create this profit column dynamically, right? On the runtime.
Yeah.
This information was not provided to you earlier. So that is what is the calculated field. So calculated field are dynamic fields. When you will click on the calculated fields, you can do a lot of calculations and you can create a new column dynamically out of it. Okay. And calculated field is one of the very, very important concept within Tableau, which you should know actually. We'll talk about it. Don't worry, I'll show you everything. Okay. Here you have a lot of option of formatting. Okay. I'll not talk a lot about it because I wanted to keep this call short, but whenever the time will come, I'll show you. But yeah, these are some same option borders you might have seen in the Excel, right? These are the lines, reference lines, drop lines you can create. Okay. I'll show you what is this all. Okay. The other option is server. This is one of the important thing. So however, I don't have any purchase server or anything like that. But whenever I'll try to show you anyways, might try to create a local server. So server is what? Basically, server is when, let's say I have created all these charts, donut charts, pie chart, right? So I don't want to give this entire dashboard to somebody, okay? To my users. What I will do, I will go ahead and deploy this entire workbook into a link or into a website. Okay. So to do that, I have to go into a server, I have to sign in, and then I have to deploy this. Okay. So generally, when you go into interview, for experienced people, they ask, have you worked with Tableau server? Okay. For you, you don't have to worry. If even if you work with Tableau desktop, that is important. And there is no difference between Tableau server. The only thing is in Tableau server, you will work with the dashboards and everything, you will edit it. But on the what? On an Internet Explorer, like on Chrome or on Edge, right? It will get deployed and you can change it there. For just think about an Excel which you have created and you have saved it into a SharePoint and you share that link with somebody. So whenever they open that Excel, they can open it into a link kind of a thing, right? Using Explorer or Chrome, right? So that is how it will look like. Okay. Yeah. So I think those are the basics of Tableau front end. Okay. I don't want to take this call too much because I think at least you have got some basic information. My request would be that since you have downloaded this, just again, go through and see all these things, sheets, workbook, go to the sources, right? Just try to import one Excel worksheet. If you're able to do, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll connect in 1 or 2 days anyways, okay? In our next session, what we will do, I will basically import, no, first of all, I will take you through this data, okay? This is my
Okay.
Excel. Here I have the data, customer name, manufacturer, order date, order ID, you see, reason, profit, quantity, sales. And I'll talk about this data first of all with you, okay? So that you get a background that what is this data is all about, okay? And then in the same session, I will go and import this data and we will try to at least work with one of the chart, very simple chart, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so Tejaswini, thank you so much for attending the session. Okay, and we'll connect shortly in 1 or 2 days. Okay, and
Sure.
anyway, Saturday, Sunday, I'm totally free nowadays for 1 month, so we'll be connecting basis. We can connect for longer hours also.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, okay, then yeah, thank you, Tejaswini. I'm stopping the recording. I'll share the recording once it's get uploaded to YouTube.
Okay.